Hello everyone, this is AInoob, and in this video I'll be covering Lenovo ThinkPad T560. I divide this video into 5 sections. So the overview of the laptop, why I bought it, how I configured it, how do I feel right now, and what is it for. So here we go. Starting from the lid, it has only a ThinkPad logo on it, but with a red LED that will shine if you are charging it or you turn it into sleep. Nothing special at the front. Goes to the left, we have traditional ThinkPad charging port, USB 3.0 port, HDMI port, audio and headphone jack port, SD card slot, Ethernet port, and the last one I believe it is smart card reader slot. Now to the right, we have two USB 3.0 ports, a mini display port, fan louvers, and the last one is security lock slot. Now goes to the back, nothing special here. Now goes to the bottom, you can see there's a removable battery, a docking station connector, two keyboard drainage holes, two speakers, and an emergency reset hole. Opening up the lid, you can see the 15.6-inch 1080p IPS display, and goes down a little bit, you can see the traditional ThinkPad track point, with 3 buttons finally back. And then is the touchpad. Also we have a fingerprint reader. The laptop is pretty big, thick, and a little bit of heavy, so you cannot hold a corner of it and try to carry it using single hand. This laptop comes with the i7 6600U. As you can see in the chart, its performance is not bad as an ultra-low power CPU, but still far behind from any of those quad-core CPU or just high-power CPUs. I bought this laptop for only 2 reasons: super duper long battery life and a big display. The way I configured this laptop is pretty simple. So i7 just because I like it, 1080p because I think 3K display might consume a lot more energy, and it has a higher DPI, so sometimes you're facing some program which is not compatible and they're super tiny, which is very annoying. And non-touch display because first saving more energy, and I don't think I need to touch it since this laptop I'll doing the coding most of the time. And M.2 PCIe NVMe solid state drive just because I want to try it out, and I think it should be pretty fast. And for the battery, I chose the biggest capacity for, I think, because longest battery life. That's what I want. And for a fingerprint scanner, I have one. This one you have to slide through it, you cannot put on it, which is, I guess it's fine. Okay. So starting with battery life, as you can see it's playing videos, and it's 28%, but it can last for 3 hours and 30 minutes. That's not bad. And more than that, it only has a light work opening up, so it does consume a certain amount of CPU and Komodo antivirus. So Bluetooth is on, wireless is on. It can last for pretty long. As you can see, I just stopped the video and it can last a lot more. And also I did a battery life test. So what I did is basically download League of Legends, and meanwhile I have been watching YouTube and going to some Chinese forum, and then once the League of Legends is downloaded, I play League of Legends for 3 times, including 2 recording gameplay. So, and after that I let it stream the YouTube for 8 hours, so total makes up to 14 hours. Well, it still has 11% left, so that's really surprising. So in general, if you're just doing web browsing, I'm pretty sure it will last more than 20 hours. If you're watching YouTube, it should last around 12 to 16 hours. If you're playing games, I'm pretty sure it will last around 6 to 10 hours. So super good in terms of battery life. And for the display, as I mentioned before, 1080p 15.6 inch IPS display. More than that, it's anti-glare, so thumbs up in my opinion. But this display is only 6 bits display, which means it can show much less color than those 8 bits display. Not even mention those 10 bits display. So this one, the display is not super good, it's not fancy, but it's good enough for me since I don't play video games that much. Then goes to the keyboard. So we have a traditional ThinkPad keyboard. Some people might say it's off-center, but to me it was pretty fine. I didn't notice any difference, and having a numpad isn't that bad anyway. So it goes to the track point. The track point is pretty useful if you are doing like coding and trying to move cursor. You can like have a very short travel compared with touchpad or compared with mouse. So in this sense, track point is really useful and nice. And we do have like 3 buttons, so the buttons are back. And yeah, for those who knows, they're finally back. And for the touchpad, it's synaptic touchpad. It does support some gestures, so like zoom in, zoom out, scroll up, scroll down, and more than that, 3 points, and you can switch between each apps. And 3 points down, you can display the desktop, and up you can display this interface. So it's not bad, but I don't use it that much compared to track point. And we do have a fingerprint reader, which is not bad, but I would say around 20% of the time it's not functioning, so the lights won't turn on. That's annoying, but it's usable, I would say. So it goes here. We do have a muted button and mute indicator. And internal, in terms of the it does have a M.2 PCIe NVMe solid state drive, which is super fast, as you can see in the picture in the screenshot. And the internal is it does not have a graphic card, so if you're trying to play any games, it can play League of Legends and Dota 2, but don't expect it to play some really fancy games with really fancy resolution. And it does not generate much noise, so it's pretty silent. At the first time I'm booting it up, I even can't tell like whether it's booting up or it's not functioning because it's so silent. And other than that, it does not generate heat at all, pretty much. If the CPU is at full loaded, the temperature will be around 54. That's pretty low in my opinion, and you cannot sense any heat anywhere. Only thing you can tell is a little bit warm, not even warm, it's just tiny bit of warm. So that's basically it. Two more things to mention. So for battery, it's half swappable, so while the computer is turning on, you can remove it. So like open it, remove it. It's not even turning to sleep and it's still functioning, and you can put it back. So if you're trying to if you have 2 batteries and you can switch between. So the battery, this one is 72 units, I forgot what unit it is, and the internal there's 44 units. So combined, it will give you tons of battery life, but you do have to charge these around 5 hours. I would say around 3 to 6 hours to make it fully charged. And one more thing is this one does have a water drainage hole, as you can see here and here, but that it's a keyboard drainage hole, but that doesn't mean you should spill water on it. Don't ever try that. I've tried that, and some keys on the keyboard is broken, and some key on the these buttons are broken. So I just bought replacement. And now to mention replacement, it's not super hard to open this up. So you have to screw around 8 of those and just put your nail on it, or have some stuff to crack it to open it up. And each component do come up with a FRU, which is an ID number for this component. So keyboard, touchpad, they have a specific FRU. So you can use FRU to buy the component on IBM website or on Amazon someplace and replace them. So yeah, that's it for how I feel. So overall, I feel pretty satisfied because it does have a super long battery life and the display is pretty big. Maybe not fancy, but pretty big. So that's all I need. And the track point is nice. Fingerprint reader usable, and off-center keyboard is actually not bad at all. I don't feel any like difference between centered and off-centered. So overall, if you're the one who so what is this laptop for? If you're the one who like do not play games that much and you really need super long battery life, go for this one. If you really also need a big display, then T560 is pretty much the only choice, having a big display and a super long battery life. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. If you just go back like 27%, 5 hours, that's quite a bit because I haven't been like running, like I don't think the video is still playing. I guess I stopped it at a point. Yeah, I stopped it, so it does not consume that much CPU. So overall, thumbs up for battery life. Okay for display. Nice for keyboard. Pretty good for track point. Pretty good for the track point button. Okay for the touchpad because they are not that sensitive, or I don't use them that much. And not super good for fingerprint reader. And super good for the heat control, super good for the noise. And I guess that's it for this video. Yeah, thanks for watching.